Hello, everyone. This is your Frontier opening bell. This is the final Friday in the month of July. We're stepping into August when we return on Monday. Let's see how the trading day looked like for Thursday in the Nigerian market. The big sell-off continued for the 8th session yesterday, with the index down, the NGX, by 1.04%. Investors sold down massively on the shares of banks as well as consumer goods. Nestle shares down roughly 8%. The shares of MTN also went down on Thursday. It's been precipitously negative. We lost the 50,000 psychological index mark on Thursday when we started the week on the total equity cap around 28 trillion. We're finishing the week around 26 trillion. We've lost about 2 trillion naira since the start of the week. Investors were selling down massively on Nigerian stocks as we saw the shares of companies across the board being sold down and the exchange rate hitting a new low of about 710 to the US dollar. The BRVM finished Thursday about 1/10 of a percent, about 0.08% in the red. The rest were largely positive across other markets. We covered the EGX, which is the Egyptian market in Cairo, is closed for Friday, start of the weekend. The NSE in Kenya was robust, 1.42%, as everyone gets prepared for next week general elections. And of course, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, as the GSE, better by roughly 30 basis points at 68,610. Okay, so let's get a bit of headline news across economy, business, and markets into the mix for you this morning. As always, we're starting from eastern part of the continent. What's the big story with the elections just around the corner? The central bank decided under Njoroge decided to hold interest rates unchanged at 7.5%. Just as the Ghana central bank earlier in the week on Monday also left interest rates unchanged at 19%. Kenya, among the 7 countries selected to pilot the new free AfCFTA, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. 7 countries carefully selected. Kenya is one of them because a major one east of the continent. Then you've got Tanzania and Zambia looking at a 1.4 trillion shillings in a power line to start in 2023. Cooperation between the southern African country of Zambia and Tanzania just next door. Then you have Uganda, says it wants Russia's help to develop a nuclear power plant, part of the what the Foreign Affairs Minister of Russia, Lavrov, has been doing across the African continent, picking a few countries, making some visitations, and talking to them. So the administration of President Yoweri Museveni in Kampala would want to have that relationship with Moscow for nuclear power plants. So let's come to West Africa. Nigeria yesterday floated its first commodity and futures exchange, where gold-backed exchange funds were traded yesterday, 500 grams on the first day in which this new exchange, after 10 years of being initiated, is now finally on stream. DMO yesterday, Nigeria's Debt Management Office, listed 250 billion Nigeria Sukuk and $1.25 billion of Eurobond on the NGX as well as the FMDQ. And Nigeria's cabinet has approved the medium-term expenditure framework and the fiscal strategy paper for 2023-2025. That was agreed yesterday. It will now be taken to the Parliament or the National Assembly for ratification. That's according to the Finance, Budget and National Planning Minister. And French President Emmanuel Macron is also pushing Russia's back in terms of cooperation and handshake across the African continent. Emmanuel Macron has also been talking to a number of African governments and touring the African continent as well, trying to seek support for France as Russia is looking at expanding its friendship and bilateral trade on the African continent on the back of its military aggression currently ongoing in the Ukraine. Okay, so we're getting on to the Southern African territory. Earnings are coming through. TFG yesterday reported that South Africans are changing their wardrobes. So the sales for this particular company went up in the first quarter of this year as South Africans came out of the pandemic. Then they go shopping, then they're changing their clothing and apparels, and that good business for TFG. That's the news came through. Earnings came in yesterday. The South African government, under President Ramaphosa, will have to take a bit of that $24 billion Eskom debt on board in order to provide a new horizon for the troubled utility giant. And Eskom is in talks with Botswana on on how to import electricity into the bigger economy, which is South Africa. It's also looking for a partnership for the $71 billion energy transition plan. Quite ambitious, $71 billion energy transition plan, $24 billion in debt. It's going to be serious walk uphill for Eskom. And Zimbabwe says it's raised mine power's tariffs by 8% in order to meet production costs, while TFG first quarter report was very impressive. Okay, let's look at what the North African markets has for us this Friday, the 29th of July, as we custom for the weekend and the end of the month, officially speaking. So Egypt and India are looking to build a green hydrogen factory worth about $8 billion US. And Morocco is reporting consumer loans of about 5.3% uptick for full last year, while the North African country and Israel have signed a legal deal to strengthen bilateral cooperation. And the government is looking to cut tax for the middle class. That's what the authorities in Morocco are saying right now, looking to ease things a little bit for folks at the middle level. And Europeans, EasyJet, one of the world's number one low-budget airline, has announced a new route between Marrakech in Morocco, North Africa, and Lisbon in Portugal. That's a handshake across Europe to Morocco, and safe flight, everyone. And that's about it for today. That's your Frontier Opening Bell, everyone. Have a great trading day. Let's get together next week and continue from here. I am Botswana Mofaye, and I'll see you next time. Go on our social media platforms. Go watch our videos on our YouTube, as well as other shows and stories that we publish. Bye for now.